Good day. Welcome to another edition of Lodging Insights. I'm Mark Woodworth with CBRE Hotels Americas Research. I'm joined by my friend and colleague, Jack Corgel. Jack, thanks again for getting ready to download a bunch of wisdom on us. So I hope you're prepared.
Yeah.
You and I have been fortunate to spend a lot of time with clients lately, and one of the first questions that seems that they ask us is, where are the opportunities? What should we be looking for? Where are the risks and so forth. And so I thought it might be interesting if you would share with our viewers kind of some of your thoughts on that front. And as you're looking into 2017, what are the characteristics or attributes of a market or a location that would make you feel good about the prospects for good investments and or conversely give you some concern?
Sure. Well, I think nationally we're entering a zone of balance. Demand growth, supply growth are about the same rate, but independently, local markets have sometimes quite a disparity between demand growth and supply growth. On the demand side, there's some basic blocking and tackling here. You ought to get in the path, in the way of a growth engine. Mm-hmm. And in the Southeast, where we are today, there's been a resurgence of automobile manufacturing in states like South Carolina, Georgia, Alabama, Tennessee, and that's made Nashville, for example, a regional center for finance and for even parts manufacturers like Bridgestone. So
Sure, yeah.
While Nashville has a lot of hotels coming out of the ground, it's also got a huge growth engine behind it. There's a little place called Sparks, Nevada, 20 miles east of Reno, where Elon Musk is putting in his plant, and it's also where a lot of the rocket ships are being produced. So you want to get on a rocket path if you can too.
There you go.
Risks, the supply story as well as I do. There are markets where even though the demand growth is high, supply growth is also quite high, and so with strong demand there may be some risk, and you especially want to avoid places where the risk of supply growth is well in excess of demand growth.
So what are some of the, and again I want to reiterate at the macro level, as you started this conversation, we're very confident that there's going to be a nice balance between net supply growth and net demand growth and how that balances out and so forth. But where are some of the markets where we're seeing lots of new rooms that have opened up and or will be opening up in 2017?
Right.
And what are some of your thoughts along those lines?
Well, there's mentioned Nashville as
Right.
one of the top markets. Charlotte, Miami, New York,
Yeah.
Houston, Dallas. Many of these markets are growing rather rapidly, but a couple of markets probably need to watch out for, and those are markets with a strong international population, incoming population that occupies hotel rooms.
From the strong dollar and hurting inbound travel.
Yeah, and the possibility of different trade arrangements coming forward. Mm-hmm. So Miami and New York might be a little more on the risky side than. Obviously, we know New York has been for quite a while, but maybe some additional risk component there.
So are you saying that you would redline those markets because of the magnitude of supply change, or something else?
This is more take a closer look at investments there, where in the absence of that, you would sort of go forward a little more quickly.
So now
to make the deal go.
Okay, and so don't necessarily rule them out, but adjust your investment return requirements accordingly, given
Right.
what might be an elevated level of risk as compared to some other market.
From your travels, do you see any other opportunities or particular risks that have been made available to you?
Not that I can say right now. I mean, you could, other than the ones that you cited, certainly the gateway markets, because the inbound international travel being off, are weaker than they otherwise would be. But no, I think, and again, I think it's an easy to remember rule of thumb, as you've been talking about. This is a follow the capital, where you see investments being made, whether it's private sector capital or in the public sector. I mean, how many airports are already have been
Well,
some
I was going to
improvements
just say that. I think airport hotel opportunities are going to avail themselves too quite feverishly as
Yeah, going
investments are made. We know in Atlanta, there's gonna be a $6 billion investment in our airport, and a lot of other airports around the country are going in the same direction. Plus, if an infrastructure program affects airport development, that's another boost.
All right, so lots happening, and certainly there's a new administration's coming into play in a little less, or about 2 months, I guess, from now. So we here will be watching that closely and working with our colleagues throughout CBRE, not just here in the U.S., but throughout the world, and really trying to understand how to best calibrate some of these changes into market expectations going forward. So thanks for your time and taking some time out of your day today. And we wish you the best going into 2017. And again, Jack, thank you.
Thanks, Mark.
Yeah.